Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, I'd like a hot dog all the way, please.
Coming up. Here you go.
Thank you. Ew. What is this?
That's a corn-based hot dog flavored tube-shaped thing. It's almost good. That'll be $4.50.
You know what? No thanks.
If almost good enough isn't good enough for you, why would it be good enough for your pet? Add Kennel Kelp to your furry friend's diet. Sprinkled on your pet's food, Kennel Kelp helps with arthritis pain and stiff joints. It can also reduce shedding, fill in missing areas, and improve their looks. Healthy pets show even more energy and have better attitudes. See results in 4 to 8 weeks. The good news is, Kennel Kelp isn't just for pets. It's good for you, too. Sprinkle it on your cereal, or use it instead of table salt when seasoning your food. Kennel Kelp is the holistic care solution for pets and their people. Safe for dogs, cats, birds, cows, chickens, reptiles, almost anything that walks, flies, or slithers. It's a holistic health solution for humans, too. To learn about their many products, visit kennelkelp.com. Get Kennel Kelp for a happier, healthier life.
Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, I'd like a hot dog all the way, please.
Coming up. Here you go.
Thank you. Ew. What is this?
That's a corn-based hot dog flavored tube-shaped thing. It's almost good. That'll be $4.50.
You know what? No thanks.
If almost good enough isn't good enough for you, why would it be good enough for your pet? Add Kennel Kelp to your furry friend's diet. Sprinkled on your pet's food, Kennel Kelp helps with arthritis pain and stiff joints. It can also reduce shedding, fill in missing areas, and improve their looks. Healthy pets show even more energy and have better attitudes. See results in 4 to 8 weeks. The good news is, Kennel Kelp isn't just for pets. It's good for you, too. Sprinkle it on your cereal, or use it instead of table salt when seasoning your food. Kennel Kelp is the holistic care solution for pets and their people. Safe for dogs, cats, birds, cows, chickens, reptiles, almost anything that walks, flies, or slithers. It's a holistic health solution for humans, too. To learn about their many products, visit kennelkelp.com. Get Kennel Kelp for a happier, healthier life.
Georgia, and I am meeting so many amazing people and learning so many things about some of the awesome products that are available out there, and you're going to love this one. I just learned so much about seaweed that kelp, I don't even know what to call this, but it's really, really cool. So I'd like to introduce you to Bill Wolf, who's the CEO of Thorvin, and this is some really cool stuff. So tell us about this, why you got into this, and what miracles this is going to occur.
Well, Dr. Morgan, it's a pleasure to talk with you about seaweeds. It's one of my passions. Seaweeds are kind of a misnomer in the sense that there's 26,000 species of seaweed in the ocean. And it would be like saying, I want to eat some land plant. So we're very specific about the species we harvest, and we're after micronutrients in this case, and phytonutrients that are collected very effectively by sea plants. Sea vegetations are powerful accumulators of nutrients from the ocean, and ocean water has the same mineral content ratio as the human bloodstream. It literally is the bloodstream of the planet. So we're accumulating those minerals in a powerful collection in a form that becomes available easily in the digestion of almost any animal and people. And we deliver that in a dry form that can then be used in formulas or by itself to supplement diets to provide iodine, trace minerals, selenium, 60 different elements that are present in this material. So it's it's kind of filling the micronutrient gaps that might be in someone's diet.
Right. So particularly for pets that are fed some processed foods, kibbles, things that might have a lot of that nutrition baked out of them, this would be something that could maybe help get some of that good stuff back in there?
Yes, and you can also look for our product in those, some of the better, higher quality formulas. The premium branded products have our Thorvin kelp as an organic kelp ingredient.
Awesome.
Or you can supplement by simply top dressing or feeding it directly to your animals in small quantities.
That's really great. So for people who are raw feeding, this would be a great way to get a lot of those things that we may not be getting?
Yeah, if you're making your own food and you're using raw ingredients and you need a supplement because you're not going to get everything. You're not going to get the selenium, the iron, the copper, those trace minerals alone from a meat or a vegetable mix. So yeah.
So you can maybe clarify something that I'm not sure about. Is the seaweed product high in omega-3?
It's omega-3s. The omega-3-6 ratio, omega-3-6-9 ratio is actually ideal in this product, but the quantity is relatively low, but the effectiveness is relatively high. It's not like fish oil in the sense of being high in omega-3s, but it is effective at increasing the overall omega-3 and better fatty acid profile in an animal.
Great. Yeah. All right, so we can use it for that. So what kind of illnesses and ailments might pets be having that you think this would be beneficial? How can we help our pets with this?
I think if you have skin irritation problems or coat issues, sort of digestion problems, problems with feet, like in the case of even companion animals like horses, we'll see an improved hoof. We'll see glossier coats, clearer eyes, because of just general nutrition health. It just strengthens the animal. Yeah.
So one of the things that drew me into your booth is we've got cows actually eating this kelp, and I think that's pretty cool. And you actually showed me a photo of sheep grazing on this at low tide, and I think that's amazing. And where is this harvested?
I've been involved in harvests all over the world, and back in the early 1980s, we developed a harvest in the Breda Fjord, which is the largest open fjord of the North Atlantic on the northwest coast of Iceland, the cleanest waters in the world, and incredible geothermal energy capacity. We have a hot water spring that we use to get the energy to dry the product, so we have a zero carbon footprint harvest and drying. So that's where we harvest in a protected wilderness. That's a certified organic site.
And one of the really cool things is you're not destroying the seaweed or kelp beds when you do this. So tell us how this is harvested.
We actually mow this plant every several years in a rotation where we've mapped out the beds, and we mow the top part of the plant and let it grow back, and then we mow again 4 years later. So it's a very sustainable harvest, and it's inspected and documented as sustainable. It's the only sustainability standard for a marine plant.
So I think this is the coolest thing, because you guys have a zero carbon footprint. You really care about the environment. You care about the product and not destroying your source of that product. So any company that's going through all of that obviously cares about the animals that it's being fed to. And, oh, by the way, people can take this too, so you might want to add a little bit to your morning cereal. I think this is a pretty cool product, and, I've just learned more about seaweed than I ever knew, and I've seen, for those of you who can't see this, I've seen pictures of the mower, and, anybody who can mow things underwater, this is pretty cool technology.
It's way fun. It's a passion for me, and I'm blessed to be able to share it with the world.
Well, how many people have a passion for seaweed?
Not very many, but it's growing. It's growing.
Well, I think it's really cool. So you might want to check this out. If someone wanted to buy this product for their pet, where would they go?
Well, they could ask their local vet to carry it. It's available in this 3-pound bag. They can also go to our website and inquire at thorvin.com, and we'll direct them to someone who can supply it to them.
That's really awesome. That's thorvin.com. Check them out. I think this might be something that could be pretty awesome. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.
Thank you.
Okay, yes, and good morning, and welcome to the BA Sales Kennel Kelp Holistic Healthcare Show and Scalar Energy C7 Technology and C Miracle. This is your host, Bill, talking to you here Tuesday.
I'm Dr. Matt Johnson, and I wanted to spend a little time talking about sea vegetables today because most of us aren't educated. It simply hasn't been out there. The ocean occupies about 80% of the Earth's surface. There is almost a limitless supply of sea vegetables, and that resource is virtually untapped. I was reading a report from the Department of Agriculture to the United States Senate the other day. It was talking about how depleted our soils were of selenium, of magnesium, of all the vital nutrients. And it was like we're going to have major health issues because of the depletion of soils. Because we've been growing crops in the same soil year after year after year. And this is amazing. Did this come out in 2010 or 2011? It was in the mid-1930s. That was 80 years ago. Okay, so now we're 80 years away from that. We're even dramatically more depleted today than we were then, and they felt like at that time that our soils were so depleted that we were in danger of a health crisis because of the lack of minerals in the soil. We've still been growing crops on that same soil. Every year we take out 80 plus minerals and nutrients, put back 3. You ever seen a fertilizer bag? It has 3 numbers on it. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Take out 80, put back 3. Next year, take out 80, put back 3. What's going to happen to that food? And that's the food that we're eating. The ocean doesn't have that problem. Unfortunately, as agriculture has been taken over by major industries instead of ma and pa, there's less concern with what's in the food and more concern with cha-ching, how much money did this make at the end of the year. Vitamins have failed us. Why have they failed us? There's 2 vitamin manufacturers in the world, Bayer and Rome-Pouleau. And they make them in huge vats, and they're chemicals mixed together. They're missing nature's perfect balance. They're missing the life force. They're not organically complexed. There's a world of difference between artificial vitamins and natural vitamins, the way nature makes it. As the sunshine comes in, what food is stored electrons in certain formats. So it takes electrons from the sun's rays and complexes it with different minerals. Now you try to make that in a vat, in a big plant, in a pharmaceutical plant, and you're adding this chemical and that chemical, and you wind up with some of the structure, but you don't wind up with the proper energy related with it. Only nature can make it that way. The seaweeds do just what we want it to do. It takes sunlight, takes the nutrients from the ocean bed. Sea vegetables. Sea vegetables have the most complete nutrients on the planet. You can just go right down the list. All of the vitamins that we need, vitamins. So they're amino acids that are vital that we can't make ourselves, that we need from outside. They're all right there in Sea Miracle. Sea Miracle has a blend of 7 sea vegetables, that virtually mirrors our needs, our physical needs, in minerals, micronutrients, vitamins, amino acids, enzymes. It is a whole food. That's where we want to go. Whole food, organic, wild harvested, sustainably harvested, no chemicals, no preservatives. That's what we're talking about is perfect food. It's just perfect.
Here are the 5 key superfoods that you need to be eating to detox your body. Number 1, chlorella. See, if you have mercury fillings in your teeth or
folks. Once again, this is Bill. Welcome back to the show. And that's a segue over the last couple of shows that to bring you back up to speed on the topics in those shows. For those of you that haven't had the opportunity to go over to my website in the most recent couple of blogs that tie in with the links and the descriptions of these shows, that's the segue that I've been bringing in about sea vegetables as a whole, and then the announcement of the distributorship with Al Morrington from Avito Oils over the last couple of episodes, talking about him now being the USA distributor for the C7 technology and the Sea Miracle product that has a designated page over at my own website, and the products are featured at my own website. And I wanted to segue right into today, talking about Al's own inventory, and you can see the links in the description of this show and over at my blog, and there's a sale over at my blog today at the website as well. So I help guide my clients to allowing their own individual bodies and those of their pets to heal themselves by offering on many holistic products, both under my private label and custom products, but also the inventory that I carry, and then my referencing all these direct manufacturing programs that I've been talking about in my BH Sales 5025 program that affords you the opportunity to save on both ends of the spectrum, if you will, and I'll get back to that in a moment. By offering these proper earthen clays and sea-derived green foods and kelps, sea salt, and sea vegetables also, this will result in an increased resistance to disease and relief from pain and an enhanced state of general well-being, both in your own bodies and those of your pets. And sea vegetables are one of the most nutritious foods on this planet, directly quoting Dr. Jeffery L, my business associate and friend, business associate, that continuing with his direct quote, that help your pet meet its nutritional needs naturally for optimum health. Thus is why he is a business partner, Dr. Lee, with Greg Prom. You can see all of this information at my own website on the C7 Tech page, talking about Greg Prom, the innovator and creator, along with Dr. Jeffery L, of refining the technology of the C7 Tech site-scalar energy chip, and how the Sea Miracle product is not only utilized by them, but endorsed and, again, created and formulated with the help of Greg Prom. So Dr. Jeffery L utilizes these products on his own animals and has talked about such, again, at my website and over at Greg Prom's Facebook page, which I've had links over at my blog. Check those out. And in this episode, what's remaining in the next 12 minutes or so, I will highlight the breadth of all of my products and talk about the advantages of CBDs for pets in particular. And one last reminder, please don't forget to participate in the sale over at the blog today. Okay, quickly for those of you that have been reading a lot, I've been talking a lot about hemp and hemp-derived cannabinoid oils, and CBDs as is a compound found in cannabis and hemp. And the THC tetrahydrocannabinol can also be found in cannabis, and it's the compound that gives marijuana THC level. That's the psychoactive properties, and which is well endorsed and very good for the treatment of many maladies that I've talked about, including my own chronic arthritis, and I've talked about Greg's neuropathies and so forth. In yesterday's blog, I talked about Al Morrington's seminars for those of you folks and those that come into my clientele out in California. I brought highlight to yourselves about his seminars, so check those back issues, and you want to interface with Al directly, as Greg and Jeff Lee and Al are doing the transformation and bringing the websites up to date and so on and so forth, as the distributorship was just announced as of June 1st. So Al is incorporating that over and above his day-to-day affairs with his own oils and bringing on the new line, and myself on the periphery, tying in as an East Coast representative to some degree. So cannabinoids, in short, when you apply them to your pets, for the topic of discussion here, it's applicable to cats and horses as well. I'll get back to that in upcoming issues, but I want to talk about dogs today. It certainly won't get them high because of the very minimal microscopic amounts of THC. It's not not the psychoactive type of thing. So that coincides quite well with my own aromatherapies in helping reduce anxiety, number one, which is a big feature of CBD oil in and of themselves. CBD oil can also help fight cancer. I would refer you back to the Scalar Energy chip with the trials through Dr. Lee and his physician associates at have submissions of trials at the City of Hope, which I've talked about in Los Angeles before. And then to coincide with that, we provide the Sea Miracle 118 nutrient kelp in the liquid form, 7 strains of sea vegetables. So I'm enthused to now be affiliated with that to coincide with my Thorvin kelp, Kennel kelp, which was the opening 15 minutes or so of today's segment. So as I said earlier, when you combine these with my own BA cells, aromatherapies, and if you decide to go direct, talk to Blissful Dog. They do my private label formulas. Talk to Kathy. They'll help you right out with helping you out with breed specifics and so on and so forth, and how the aromatherapy, especially with the onset of the summer season and 4th of July, not only too distant horizon and onset of thunderstorms and so on and so forth, that would play to the reducing the anxiety, and that would coincide with all the sea vegetables and the CBD oil. And you want to talk to Al on that for his own pet tincture. I want to get some verbiage going with that, and those are all applicable to my BA Cells 5025 program, which I've talked about here and over at the website. And continuing with CBD advantages for dogs and animals specifically, but for topic again, dogs in this instance, it can and does indeed help fight cancer, and there are trials to that effect and continuing studies. CBDs can treat seizures and epilepsy in animals, obviously relieve pain. It can help with inflammatory bowel disease, both human and animals. And CBDs reduce chronic inflammation and autoimmune disease. CBDs can protect the nervous system and help with neurodegenerative diseases as a whole. And CBDs can increase appetite and help with nausea, and CBDs promote cardiovascular health. So when you combine those with my core base of my BA Cells Power Trio that I've featured for years, everything that I do on a private label-wise and suggestion-wise and within my own client base, many of my clients buy all of these products. They're based on diatomaceous earth, which I'll talk more about in length tomorrow, and the earthen clays, and, of course, my Kennel kelp powders and the sea vegetables. So now we have, as I alluded to yesterday, the full entourage of products for both pets and humans, and pets specifically, for, again, the theme of this show, inside, outside, head to toe, all internal disorders, the gut, the liver, the brain, eye pigmentation, the paws, the coat, the skin, audio canal, everything in a dog, head to toe, stem to stern. So I want to play another outtake from Dr. Lee, and I'll be right back.
My name is Dr. Jeffery Lee, and right here we're in a surgery room, and we've done a lot of surgeries on a lot of different kinds of animals, and have saved a lot of animals' lives. I'm a holistic veterinarian, been practicing over 30 years, and I use a lot of different modalities to treat the patient. For instance, herbs, acupuncture, homeopathic medicine, chiropractor. I started out using herbal medicine. I learned it from the Negritas in the Philippines. I found it really fascinating. So I've used alternative medicine for the last 30 years, and I've seen this work really well with less side effects and to be more curative than Western medicine. I see PhD as an alternative medicine. Our body is made up of an electrical field. Every cell in our body gives off these impulses. The contraction of our heart, our thought processes, conductions of impulses through our nerves. And when this electrical field becomes disrupted, we have problems and we have disease. This disruption is by physical, environmental, emotional. Any kind of stress can affect this biofield around your body and these electrical impulses. And the only time I get sick is when I'm stressed. And the same is true with animals. PhD will help restore the electronic balance in the body. Well, it's not only disease or physical problems, but it's behavioral problems too. And I believe that wearing this PhD can help in some cases correcting these behavioral problems. I believe that the product works. And I've seen the research that was done on animals and people. And it was really amazing, and I was really surprised. I was also surprised how quickly some of the animals responded. There were other animals that took a lot longer. They had to wear it for a long time, but there were results, and they were positive results. But I mean, you should believe it more that it works in animals, because the animal can't tell you, it's not in their mind, they're thinking it works. You see the results in the animals. And it really gets down to quality of life. I mean, you really want these animals not to suffer in any way. And you should be able to do whatever it takes to make them feel better. And you should use different modalities. That's another thing that brought me to alternative medicine. There's many ways to treat an animal. And you should just have them, it's this integrative medicine, and you should have them all as a tool. And just see what works.
Okay, I'm back. That is Dr. Jeffery Lee from probably a couple of years ago at this juncture, talking about the different modalities in the C7 technology as well as the C Miracle. And you want to check out the most updated videos with both Greg Prom and Dr. Lee, which are over at my website. And the technology is really starting to prove. There's one specific video there and at Greg's Facebook page about how it's helping to abate ticks, especially here in the Northeast where they're prevalent, and through the client base with pets throughout. That's a big tension for both the human pet owner and the dog themselves. And you want to check out the announcement of Al Morrington and Movito oils, both there at my own website, here at the Archival Shows, and over at my website blog. And we're going to be doing some big and exciting things. I'm working on getting Al on the show when his busy schedule will allow, as well as Dr. Lee and Greg, when all of our schedules can coordinate. And there's some big things going on. We're going to have some hats and we're going to be having some hats and T-shirts and presentations and such coming up. So the sale for today, if you go to my blog, is 25% off. Just mention the Blog Talk Show and talk about what you heard here. Have a great day. And always remember that BH Sales promotes good health in all animals and humans. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode.
Blog Talk Radio.
You know what? No thanks.
If almost good enough isn't good enough for you, why would it be good enough for your pet? Add Kennel Kelp to your furry friend's diet. Sprinkled on your pet's food, Kennel Kelp helps with arthritis pain and stiff joints.